What's up, everybody? This is Slab City TV. Today, we will be talking with Ronnie, who was at Slab City. He's not from Slab City, but he was in Slab City. He's in Florida right now, so we'll just be waiting for him to join. Yeah, so we're gonna be catching up with him, talk a little bit about his experience in Slab City, what he liked, what he didn't like. Is he returning? And what he's up to right now. Hobo Ron, there you go.
What's going on, buddy? Can you see me?
Hey, yeah. I could
Okay.
see you. I could hear you also. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
So you're in Florida right now.
Yeah, I'm in Tallahassee. I'm in Jacksonville.
Man, that's crazy. You were just in Slab City in December.
Well, yeah, but I left there January the 6th. It took me 27 days to get out here.
Yeah, I was following your journey, your hitchhiking journey.
Man, I couldn't believe I was just so long to get through Arizona. But, once I got through Arizona, it was easy.
Really?
I
So
was there
the trip.
15 days I was stuck in Arizona, 6 of them at Yuma.
Wow. Wow. And how did those 15 days go for you?
Well, like any other 15 days, I just hung out at the on ramps and the truck stops, talking to folks and playing with my dog. you know how I do it.
Yeah. So, how long were you at Slab City?
13 and a half weeks.
Oh, okay, that's about what, like
I got there. Yeah, I got there 10 days before Halloween and left 6 days after New Year's.
Okay, man. So, how'd you like it?
I love Slab City. I'm sure I'll be going back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anytime soon?
Probably not. Probably not till winter. I've got a whole summer. I got a whole year full of stuff I got to get done.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting with this house I'm painting.
What is it that you're doing?
Painting my friend's house for her.
Oh, okay. Are you doing a favor, or is that a paid job?
Kind of a little both. It's mostly favor. There's probably a little bit of money involved, but she's feeding me while I'm here, so I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, was there any trouble when you were in Slab City?
Not for me.
Okay, that's awesome. So, I know that you attended a church in Island, right?
Right.
So you made some. So when you were here, you got to make some friends.
Oh yeah. I have lots of friends in Island. As well, I have lots of friends in Slab City now that I didn't know I had, but that I made while I was there.
That's cool. So what made you leave?
It was just time to go. I didn't ever come there to be permanent. I thought when I got there I might stay because my foot was giving me the blues and it was getting kind of hard to travel. But I knew I was going to be leaving by the 15th when I got there. By January 15th was my goal, so I could make it to Florida to the Ocala Rainbow Gathering in time. And I on the 6th it was just time to go. So I just packed up my stuff and left.
Okay, so you had already planned to go to Florida by the 15th of January. Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So so you were in Yuma for 15 days, and then after that,
no, I was only in Yuma for 6 days, and then it took me another 7 to get the rest of the way across the state. But it took me 6 days from Yuma to get my first ride out of there.
So that's yeah, I could hear you.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about what happened in New Mexico. Did anything interesting happen in New Mexico, Texas, or any other states besides Yuma?
Not really. When I was in Yuma, I don't know how come I was there for so long. I just the rides are provided by the Lord. I feel like, and whenever I'm stuck someplace or something I'm supposed to be doing, I never could find anything particular I should do. So I stayed there until Sunday. I went to church at the Calvary Chapel, and after church, I was walking back over to the truck stop, and I stopped and did my laundry, and then after I did my laundry, I was headed back to the truck stop. I got to the on-ramp because I had to cross the freeway to get back over there. And as soon as I got to the on-ramp, I got a ride out. So I guess I just needed to go to Calvary Chapel. I don't know.
So was it somebody from Calvary Chapel that gave you a ride?
Nope. It was just some guy that lived out in the desert somewhere, and he'd give me a ride about 30 miles to some other truck stop. I spent the night there, and the next morning I got a ride to I can't remember the name of this town, but I stopped at a couple of different towns along the way. But when I got to it was like one of the last towns in Arizona. I was there for a couple of days, and I was there was two truck stops, one on each side of the road, and I was jumping back and forth between them because one of them had some stuff I wanted and the other one had the other stuff I wanted. And so anyway, I was on my way over there, and this old guy says, "Hey man, why don't y'all help me load these tires on my truck?" Well, I said, "Do you want to mount them or just put them up there?" He said, "Just put them up there." Yeah, I can help you do that. Well, this guy wasn't even as old as I am. You know what I mean? But I got over there. I thought he wanted me to help him. He didn't want me to help him. He just wanted me to do it. There was like 6 tires. I got them up on there. And as I was putting them up on there, he handed me, I don't know, $10 or something stupid. Not near enough money for what it was worth because they were pretty heavy. But after I got them up on there, I turned around and this other truck had pulled up. I guess he thought I worked there or something. And he was saying something to me. I couldn't understand him. Well, he got out of his truck and he says, "It's me, Keith." I'm like, "Wow, it is you, Keith." It was a truck driver who had picked me up a couple of years ago. And yeah, and he'd been following me along. Yeah, and he was close to where I was at. I was in San Silas or San Simone, or I don't know, some weird name of this tiny little bitty spot. And he said, "Yeah, I've been watching you, and I was only about 100 miles away from you, so I knew you were going east. I thought I'd come and get you." And he come and got me, took me all the way to Birmingham, Alabama.
So I imagine he was following you on Facebook.
Yeah. He was following me on Facebook, but I didn't. I really didn't know it. Yeah, it is. It is very amazing. You know, I've got lots of truckers that have picked me up that have said, you know, if you ever need a ride and I'm in the area, you just let me know. But I've never had one of them actually come get me before.
Yeah.
His name is Keith. He's a good guy. I really like Keith.
and you just met him a couple of years ago? Yeah,
I met him. He gave me and my dog a ride, and he rode us from I don't know where he even picked us up at, somewhere around Big Spring, Texas, I think, and he took us all the way to Tallahassee that time. But This time he took us from wherever I was at, some little old town in Arizona, all the way to Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, Slab Raptor says, "Wow, lucky ride there. Good to make friends." Yeah, that's true. That's the way that business works, huh? You got a network.
I do now.
You never know when one of those friends might help you.
That's right. Well, and you know, and I've met people all over the country. I've been doing this for several years now. And I know people all over the country. And so wherever I land, usually there's someone in the area that, you know, will let me come hang out and do some laundry and, you know, take a shower or whatever. At least come feed me. But when I got to Birmingham, my friend Janet and Gary, they live in a little town called Linesville. And she had picked me up hitchhiking a couple of years ago, headed over to the Talladega Rainbow Gathering in the Talladega National Forest. And since then, we've become really good friends. And I spent 5 days at their house about a year ago or 2 years ago for Thanksgiving. And then when I was in Birmingham, they come and got me and took me to their house for a couple of days. And I stayed there and got rested up and did all my laundry and all that stuff. And then come on down to Ocala National Forest in Florida for the Ocala Rainbow Gathering. It's always the first one of the year. It's kind of like the hippie New Year. But
okay, so then you got to ride all the way to Birmingham, Alabama, and then from there to Florida.
Well, from there I went over to Linesville, and then whenever I left Linesville, I took off walking, and it took me a few rides in a couple of days. But what happened is I got stranded in Shorter, Alabama, and it was like hurricane winds and rain and flooding, and I was behind the I was behind Love's truck stop. And we set up our tent, me and my dog Obo, and we were back there for a couple of days. And my friend Tammy, who I had met a couple of years ago hitchhiking, she was down in Florida, and she drove up and got us and took us down there to the gathering.
Oh, okay. And there was hurricane winds, you said?
Strong winds. I don't know. When I say hurricane, to me, there's hurricane. I was raised up in Oklahoma. We got tornadoes, so we got strong winds all the time. But I was surprised that these winds were that strong in Alabama. I didn't know they had that kind of weather. But yeah, they do. So I was wind, rain, all that crap. And Tammy come rescued me and took me down to Florida to the gathering. And thank you. What is that?
French toast.
Oh, nice. And my friend Yvette just walked up and gave me some French toast to eat. And so I'm on a live interview from a radio station in California.
Awesome.
Well, it's actually a YouTube radio station, but it's my buddy.
Yeah, it's a YouTube. It's not quite yet a radio station.
Yeah, he did a live interview on me down there on when I was in Slab City, and it's on YouTube right now. Yeah. So anyway, so we made it down to the gathering, and then when the gathering was over, Devette said, "Come see me." I'm at I said, "Okay." She said, "Well, offer to come get me, but I got to ride up here," and she's got this little house that she's getting ready to try to rent, and it needed to be painted. So I said, "Well, I guess I could do that while I'm here." So that's what I'm doing. Slow but steady.
Oh, that was your friend, the one that was questioning you right now? On what you, because you're supposed to be working, Ron, and you're talking on the phone.
Well, she ain't that kind of boss. Maybe a little bit, but not usually.
So tell us a little bit so tell us a little bit about the Rainbow Gathering.
Man, the Rainbow Gathering was so good. Ocala has a kind of a reputation, and I hate to use this language, of being a shit show, because it's just crazy. It's the first one of the year. It has the longest holding camp of any gathering that I know of, and people just go down there because it's wintertime, and they hang out in the forest until the gathering starts. But people have been, last year somebody got shot by a drive-by shooting and the people that did the shooting never was caught. The year before that, we had right, and so the year before that, we had a split gathering because rainbows don't sign permits. And somebody had been sneaking around behind our back signing a permit to get us in there. And so there was a permitted gathering and a non-permitted gathring. And the year before that, I don't know, it was just a gathering. I wasn't real hip to what was going on. And the year before that was my first rainbow gathering. So it's been 4 or 5 years since my first one. But this was the best Ocala gathering ever. Though I don't even think there was a dog fight. The great food, the kitchen showed up. Jesus Kitchen was there. CBD Kitchen was there. There was a couple of different, buses pulled in that was feeding folks. Yeah, it was just a really good gathering.
So what are your plans for the rest of the year?
Well, when I leave here, I'm going to the Apalachicola National Forest in just north of Tallahassee, I think, for the Acola gathering. And from there, I'm not real sure where I'll go. But the last week of June and the first week of July is when they always hold the national gatherings, because all these other ones are just small regionals. And this is the 50th anniversary of Rainbow Family of Living of Love and Light. So they're having their gathering in the original spot, or at least the original state, up in Colorado. And since it's the 50th anniversary, they're expecting a minimum of 45,000 hippies in the woods. So that's where I'll be if I have to crawl.
45,000 hippies, huh?
Right.
What's the name of that gathering again?
Well, it's the National Rainbow Gathering, and the annual National Rainbow Gathering, and it'll be in Colorado. I don't know where yet.
National Rainbow Gathering, and 45,000 hippies are expected. That is crazy.
Well, that's a minimum, because it's it's a worldwide organization now, and so they do world gatherings and have minimum people 20,000 people show up at a world gathering, and this is going to be comparable to that or more, because it is the 50th anniversary.
So are these all the hippies that attended Woodstock back in the day and all the same?
A lot of them did. A lot of the older ones did. And a lot of them are deadheads that followed Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead for years. And a lot of them are just young kids coming up that have nowhere else to go.
So what kind of rock music were you into back in the day, Ronnie?
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same stuff I'm into now. Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, Southern fried rock and roll.
Okay.
Marshall Tucker, you know, all of those. I don't know what kind of, if you're familiar with any of them or not.
Yeah,
being,
yeah.
Be a California kid. I don't know what they got. But when I was in California, I listened to a lot of Joe Walsh and the Eagles, and I went to I seen the Rolling Stones, and I seen Pink Floyd, and I seen some pretty good concerts when I was out there. But I was a lot younger in those days.
So, how was the message that you were preaching that received at Slab City? Did you getting any? Did you get any resistance?
Absolutely not. I mean, not a resistance. The funny thing is, there was a guy that I was going to go out there for about a year earlier to help because he was out there planting a church. Well, I got run over by the bicycle. I sunk my boat in the Mississippi River, and so I had a few detours along the way. But when I got there, he was gone, and they had threatened to burn him out and threatened his life and his family's life because he was such an abrasive kind of guy. I guess I don't know, but the people who were responsible for running him off welcomed me into their community, and they knew all about me from the beginning. I wasn't hiding nothing, I spent Thanksgiving dinner with them. I spent Christmas dinner with them, and actually they even asked me to pray over their food. So I guess it was just the approach. I don't know, because everybody warned me about this group of people. And so that was a group of people I've run into from the beginning, and they turned out to be awesome. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how come people can't get along with each other.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of bad things about that dude that was there on YouTube. If you go to Pingorilla's YouTube channel, he has he said a few things about that ex-pastor that was right there.
Right.
So you can check that out if you would like.
But, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me because it wasn't my business, and they were gone, so I didn't have to be caught up in any of that drama. And so, God bless them wherever they're at. I hope they do better than they did there, because they didn't do a very good job there. Period.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's amazing that the same people that kicked him out received you. That's awesome.
Well, I thought so, and even Tall Paul right there, where you interviewed me at, he was part of kind of that crowd. He wasn't involved directly in any of that stuff, but he's part of that crowd, and he gave me a slab and gave me pallets, and I was back there building that wall and was planning on putting that trailer back there, but the trailer just never manifested. Now that I'm gone, the girl who was giving me the trailer, which went to the church I was going to there in Ocala, said she got it finally, and she's going to keep it in her yard till I come back. So, who knows where it'll go from there.
So would you preach, or would you just share the Bibles? I mean, what approach did you take?
I can preach, but normally, I'm more about relational evangelism, if that makes any sense. I want to be your friend and let you know that I'm not out to do you any dirt or do you any harm before I ever come at you with anything that Jesus said. Because according to what I see in my New Testament, and I read it extensively, but from what I can understand from what Jesus was teaching, is that the best relationship I could possibly have with him is the very worst relationship I could possibly have with any human being I know. And so if me and you can't get along, and I'm having issues with you, and especially if I'm at fault, well, then me and God aren't getting along either. So there's no point in me trying to tell you about Jesus if I can't even be in the same room with you for more than 10 minutes. Does that make sense?
That's good. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So then, what are your plans when you get back to Slab City? Like, do you plan on doing anything different?
Well, do what?
When you get back to Slab City, do you plan on doing anything different?
Not really, unless I, maybe finish building that slab if it's still there, and getting that trailer out there. That's all. But I didn't do anything. I don't feel like I did anything that I should be ashamed of. I could walk back through there with my head held high, dude. I didn't cause no drama or do anything to anybody while I was there. I mean, I didn't get kicked out or run off. I left. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good way. That's so then you left on good terms.
Well, of course.
Yeah, some people ran out of there. Some people
Yeah,
are
they
kicked
don't. They,
out.
it would be hard pressed for anybody to run me out of anywhere, dude. Because you know what? Even though I'm a follower of Jesus, He didn't call me to be no punk. And if they come at me too sideways, they would probably. I'd lay hands on them suddenly.
So before we cut this short, is there like a devotional that you would like to share?
Drugs if you want to feel one, just so you have some wash water.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been, well, and of course, in the interview, we've already discussed this a little bit, but I've been out here on this road for several years. And when I left, I gave everything I had away because it was just, I needed to do that. And the Lord has sustained me with good health, good friends, and without ever being in any need of anything, vital. And so, if you don't know the Lord, I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you to fall on your face and repent, even though that's a good thing for a place to start. But I would tell you this, rather than just arguing with me about it, open up your New Testament or your Bible app and read the book of John. And Jesus wrote that, or John wrote that to the people who were doubting who Jesus was, to non-believers like us. And he clearly states who he is, what his mission was, and how much he loves you and what he's got for your life. And so read that book and make up your own decision about whether or not you need to, jump on the bandwagon with him. But other than that, dude, I love you guys. Thank you so much for, following me along and being interested in me. And Jesus loves you guys more than I know how. And peace, guys. I hope that I get to see you, Carlos, especially when I get back out to California. And the rest of y'all, you can follow me at www.facebook.com/pushingbackdarkness, all one word.
Ronnie, thank you so much for your time. And I hope to see you soon, man.
Well, probably won't be until at least November, but yeah, I'll be out there.
Yeah, man. And hopefully your hitchhiking experience back will be a little bit smoother, or as smooth as the one
I'm going to tell you this right now. If I really am getting kind of old to be doing all this hitchhiking and grabbing all this stuff around with me. And so if anybody out there wants to support Living on Mission and what I do, I have a Cash app. It's hashtag Living on Mission, all one word. And, I do need a vehicle. So y'all can spend all the money you want to on my app. It will go to something good, I promise you.
Or what about a plane ticket?
No, I don't want a plane ticket because my dog can't fly. It makes him nervous.
Okay. Well, maybe you could sedate him.
Nah, he wouldn't like being in that cage. I think he would have a heart attack and die.
Yeah, but what if you sedate him and put him asleep for a couple of hours?
No, he don't do drugs. He's
okay, Ronnie.
free.
Okay, Ronnie. Thank you so much for your time. And then, so hopefully we'll see you soon. And let's do this again, man.
All right, anytime, brother.
All right, take it easy. Have a good day.
All right, you too, man. Bye now.
Bye-bye.